We are finally in 2026 territory. I feel safe enough to talk about it. I feel like, it's the right time. At least I've been really thinking a lot about 2026 and specifically the fashion trends. I have a big list, and so that's what this is today, is my 2026 fashion trend predictions we have going here. 2026 fashion trend predictions. So nonetheless, this is going to be all of the things that I hope to see in 2026 under the fashion umbrella that goes with accessories, beauty, things like that. Things that I think we're going to see, hope to see, want to see, and whether I like it or not, to be honest. So first up, something that I've been seeing for the past couple of months. I feel like it's been on a trend like this, and all of a sudden, at least it's been all over my feed, and it definitely started, I feel like, on the runways. I started seeing that within the past couple of years. But that is cut off socks, and I feel like I've been seeing them in a lot more wearable of ways, because at first I was kind of someone who I don't know how I could really incorporate that, but I do wear skirts and dresses a lot, so I feel like if you also do, this is a really great way to add some interest into your foot section or footwear, because I've been seeing them styled a lot with different styles of sandally shoes, so going into the spring and summer, but also heels and closed toe shoes as well. And I feel like, again, Miu Miu is somebody who's been doing this a lot lately and is honestly killing it in the fun footwear, fun sock wear, is that the right term, world, and especially with their sequin socks. I feel like that's something that I'm super interested in as well, that I don't know how well sequins as a whole would catch on as socks, but I love that idea. But anyway, going from there, just the cutoff socks, knee-high socks, the leg warmers, which we've been seeing for the past, I want to say 5 years, but I feel like it's been kind of up and down, and I've been seeing them tick up more a little bit. I think anything you can do to add more interest to the bottom half of your outfit is really fun. And now staying at that kind of part of the body, heels. I've been seeing heels so often, and not even only I want to say pumps but more of a kitten heel. I've been really loving to see a more elevated shoe like that in a more casual setting, or kind of dressed down a little bit, or even not so much dressed down, and especially a peep toe shoe. I think that I'm hoping that 2026 will be the year of that. I feel like I saw a lot of that this year, and especially on celebrities and on the red carpets and on stage and things like that. Okay, I have an umbrella here that there are different levels to underneath it, but head accessorizing in general as a whole, head bedazzling even with barrettes. I feel like the clips and the fun hair accessories has been a thing definitely, but I feel like more specifically lately, I've been seeing a lot more of again, kind of referencing a crown, but headbands that kind of look like that. I'm kind of thinking of more Simone Rocha style with the pearls and the crystals and things like that. I think it's very, again, feels very regal and really luxurious and kind of almost too much, but if you wear it in the right way, I think that it doesn't have to be too much. You know what I mean? I think it can be a daily wearer, and I think especially barrettes that have some sort of bedazzling on them, or pearls, or beading. Again, Sandy Liang does hair accessorizing so well that I feel like that's also kind of what I'm thinking of and referencing. But I think anything that is easy to do and more inexpensive and DIY-able as well. Again, I love a DIY-able trend. But things like that, and I think it kind of goes hand in hand with the uptick in the side part that we've been seeing, and that I won't get too much into it because I feel like I've been shoving that down your throats for the past year and a half now. When I don't accidentally cut my bangs too short, a side part to me, a side little bang with a barrette, it's that's peak hairstyling for me. So again, here for that. And actually, I think Miu Miu has been pushing this a lot recently as well. I've been seeing a lot of ads that have their hair barrettes in, and or bobby pins that kind of have embellishments on them. And I think that there's somebody who does it really well too, in a very wearable fashion, in my opinion. Okay, of course I have to talk about funky hats under this umbrella, because I feel so fulfilled seeing so many different weird and funky hats. At least, again, maybe it's just on my part of the internet, but I've been seeing them everywhere, also on the runways and from a lot of smaller designers and brands, especially in their styling and editorial shoots, and I love them so much. I love a weird hat. I love a big hat. I love a small hat. I love any kind of hat. Oh my god, you guys. You know what I got for Christmas? A Ruslan Baginski hat. I finally, that's my dream hat. Anyway, paperboy hat, which I feel is the most wearable of them all. So I do feel that has the most potential to really take over. And I've been seeing it a lot more lately. Just consistently, again, over the past 2 years, kind of go like that. And that does fit my own agenda. Also a more Berglund style hat, or even a trapper hat. You know, the ones that have the 3 panels that have a lot of the fur. I really think that we're going to continue seeing those a lot more as well. And I think especially even in men's fashion, and also one that I think is a little bit less wearable than its counterparts, but I really love, is an aviator style hat. And it kind of to me goes along the same lines as a swim cap, but I also think it's not too far off from like the bonnets and the balaclavas. You know, I feel like it's similar in silhouette, and so I hope that we'll see more of that, and that is something that is on my radar when I'm like thrifting and antiquing. Studs and embellishments. I feel like I've seen so many studs, whether it's the flat studs or the pointed studs and like the spikes. I actually just saw a pair of like Uggs with spikes all over them and added them to my screenshot, like my wish list, because I was like, those are actually so epic. And then also the more Valentino kind of style studs, the flats, the sandals, that's what I'm thinking of at least. And in just different ways, and I think I've been seeing them a lot on jackets as well. But I love those, and I also really love tassels and fringe, and I think that that's something that, again, I've been seeing a lot on the runways. Tassels on like the shoulders of jackets. I think that kind of goes in with the military style jacket, which I'll speak briefly on because you guys, again, I've been talking about them so often lately. I just made a video talking about my 2025 trends and like kind of going over them, fact checking them. And in that I was like, I don't think I've been seeing them as much. And then literally the day that I posted that, after it, I saw an article about military style jackets. And then I was realizing, wait, I have been seeing them. I think I've been thinking of them more of the band style jacket or marching band, but I think the marching band style and the military kind of style jacket are really, really similar. But I've been seeing something in that world actually a lot more than I thought I had. And I think that's going to continue. Also, feathers. I love a shoulder feather. That is my favorite version of a feather personally right now, but I also just love a boa in general. Feathery details or feather-like details, and whether that's in the actual fabric that the ends kind of look feathery, or whether it's like actual feathers on hats. Like I just watched Emma for the first time, and those kind of feathers, you know, like the vintage ostrich feathers, something like that, or just feather details, feathery trim, or yarn that has that kind of feathery tassel-y vibe to it. I think that that's something that I've been seeing a lot too, and that I really, 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 I love that. This one feels a little bit more niche, less widespread, but an oversized pearl necklace, like a really huge pearl necklace, or just huge pearls in general as like some sort of accessorizing. I've been seeing, again, a few smaller brands do this. Chunky clear accessories and jewelry specifically. Also sheer details like laced waist accessories, or just sheer scarfing used anywhere and as shawls as well, or like sheer shawls. Specifically doily details, that has been my favorite to see. New York is somebody who does them so well, especially right now, but like that more laced kind of crocheted vibe. Anything of that sort. And brooches, again, still are just like, I just keep seeing more and more and more of them. I think that plaids and tartan prints are something that I also think are obviously so consistent and forever, but I think I've been seeing a lot more of them lately in every sort of way on the runways. And actually the Chanel runways from the past year, tartan is all over it in different ways, and I've really liked seeing that as well. I feel like it brings a sort of funk and almost a little bit of edginess, especially with certain colorways, that I think is kind of refreshing. Listen, I've been outspoken about my opinions on the color purple for a while now, and I saw this picture the other day, and I think it was like one of the first times where I looked at a picture with the color, or like someone wearing the color purple, and I was like, I really like that. Like, I need that. Even if I've liked it in the past, I'm like, I genuinely was like, maybe I should get a pair of tights in this shade of purple. I feel like, again, I saw it all over the runways. Okay, I have a vibe check here, okay? So I'm kind of classifying it as weirdo, whims, funk, or wearably weird. And it's more specifically like the Ashley Williams vibe. And I've been seeing, she has like these really cool ballet flats that I've been seeing all over. They're sold out. To me, it's kind of eclectic in the sense where it feels kind of grandma-esque with the patterning and the florals and things, but really new age with the styling of everything and the actual designs that are there. And I think that it's really all, again, very refreshing to me. It's a little bit more weirdo chic, which I love. And I've been seeing a lot more of romantic style dressing happening, and more vintage, especially inspired kind of tops and dresses, and the more Edwardian almost kind of style as well. Like the buttons that go up and they're kind of more form-fitting, also corsetting. Okay, this is one that I'm really obsessed with, but sweatshirt materials being dressed up and made into dresses, and just things that are not sweatsuits, I've really been loving. Or if they are sweatsuits, it's kind of more of an elevated version of it, or like a lot more details that are happening in it. I feel like the PVC kind of style clear shoes have a lot of potential because I feel like they're so fun. They're also, again, functional because more waterproof, I would think, than not normally. And you can change out your socks that you wear with them and make them different colors to match your outfits or not, whatever. And I kind of think it goes back to this kind of style of like the modern glass slipper. But I think even in just any sort of shoe, even a more like tailored back one, and also bending off of that, the clear raincoats or clear coating in general. I think of Simone Rocha doing this, especially I think in her menswear. Literally like love the idea of that. Okay, I came up with a name for this one, you guys. Functional in the pursuit of being purseless, or functional in the pursuit of purseless. My mom made it. Has these wallet boots, right? Or like kind of card holdery style boots. And I haven't seen any other brand do anything like this. And so this is again more of maybe a wild card and hopeful wishing on my part. But I think it's so genius. And I think it's so, because personally, I don't really wear, honestly, when it's the cold weather, I don't wear a purse. I kind of just keep my keys in my wallet in my pockets. This is my plea that I hope we see more takes on something of this sort. It feels very inspired to me, and it also feels really innovative. So I'm here for that. This is one that I don't necessarily know exactly how I personally feel about it, but I'm including it because I do think it will happen more. Tiger print. I think it makes sense as far as all the other animal prints going on constantly. And I think that, again, leopard and cheetah print to me is an always. Zebra print to me like goes in and out so often. But I do think tiger print is one that I feel like I haven't really seen as much. Also going back to like more Edwardian kind of style dressing, the Edwardian boot is something that I love, and I would love to see more of that kind of silhouette taken into a more modern way. What if Oxfords had a real chance? Like, I really do think that the Oxfords do, and they should, and I'm talking about, like, again, more of the 1950s style Oxfords, just like the black and white. I love them so much. I think they're so classic, and I know so many people that have their staples in their wardrobe, and that's one that I'm just, my plea. Okay, these are some more that I'm more curious about, and I really, really am so curious about the aprons. And again, I'm putting these at the end of this video because this is one that I've talked your ear off so many times about, but Miu Miu is one that I wasn't expecting to do it in the way that they did, and it just makes me curious to see how that will be taken outside of the runway and styled outside of the runway, like if it will, like even on celebrities. I'm just curious about that, I guess. It feels like it can and has transitioned still into like daily wear, again, more so with the skirts over the pants, the little waist details like that, kind of more apron style. And that's what I mean, but I meant like the full aprons. I'm curious about that. Also, as far as beauty goes, pale lips. I keep seeing people try that one. It's like a vintage MAC, like pale lip thing. Also, this specific Chanel flat with the Chanel logo on the front, I think has been like really trending, at least again within like the smaller sphere of at least influencers. I've been seeing it on a lot. I think that kind of could go into the Tory Burch, like silver medallion logo flats. And I really like those as well. And again, that was one that kind of had to grow on me. I didn't really like them again at first. Also, can we bring carpet back? This is so different, but I've never thought I would ever say that. And I have pets, like I'm a pet owner. Lots of pets. And so functionality purposes, I understand like the hardwood laminate, but like I would love just one room in my house with just like a good carpet, but I have not been able to find like the really pretty and soft carpet that is all one tone, like a baby blue or a light blue or a light pink. God, I would love that. I don't know any brands that, if you know a brand that makes that you can like literally from wall to wall carpet. Not just like a rug. Also, I feel like a lot of people have been going analog and Android. These are not fashion things anymore. I'm just kind of talking, but I really have been seeing a lot of people with the flip Motorola, I think, phone. And I'm pretty easy to persuade. I was like, damn, maybe I need one. I do think it is interesting to watch though, and just people going back to more analog, and people like I just saw like a little girl get with her friends, they all got like landline phones, and I'm like, that is just amazing to me because there are certain things that is a different kind of intimacy in a way, like having to talk with their mom and things like and ask for them. I don't know. It's funny that I'm talking about this because my actual 2026 resolution is to post every single thing that I want to and just like not think about it, and that's what I've been kind of doing recently. But on the other hand, I can understand from not posting as much. Like, I get it, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. Let me know what you guys think down below. If you agree with any of these, if you don't agree with any of these, let me know that too. And yeah, I hope you guys had a beautiful, beautiful holiday season as well. I didn't come on here and say, I always feel weird like typing it out because I want to actually say it to you, but like, thank you for being here for this whole year. If this is the last video that you see, your first video of the year of me, thank you for supporting this channel and supporting me talking about brands that I love with you guys and giving me those opportunities. I love you. So I hope you have the most beautiful new year and the best 2026 if this is the only video you watch of me. Bye.